Next summer, like June and July.
Oh, probably won't be home, but that'd be cool.
You're like, can I go manage soccer, please?
Yeah, you have so much time. You have so much
No,
time.
because I was casually talking.
When you asked me,
Right.
when you said just the question, I thought, did they start already? And I was like,
No.
no, I hate soccer.
That's off the record.
Is it already on?
I don't know if they're on.
It might always be recording. However, so don't say anything totally outlandish, but you saying you don't like soccer is not that outlandish.
How hard is it?
I think.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Do these come out?
Really?
Yeah, I had those. They can unclip.
I tried. I don't want to break it.
Here. Maybe like this.
They were angels. Oh my gosh! I did not know. I will be more.
No, it's fine. They pick it up.
Yes, Nate. That was
Yours is louder
very good
than mine.
observation.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, you guys are early.
Yeah, yours is. Oh, yeah, yours is louder.
I think they were going to go after Danny, right? They were going to go after Danny.
So
you guys think was the best Halloween costume?
Can I say mine?
Yeah, yours was funny. V.
So, did you and Danny coordinate to go
No.
to the Lorax or just happened?
No, we
That's
did
so
not.
funny.
Absolutely. I had no idea. I actually never asked her if she knew that I was gonna wear that, but I don't think she knew that.
No.
Said that you were her favorite besides Kelly being on.
Yeah, Kelly's was so funny.
Yeah,
She did a really good job with it.
Kelly was funny. Yeah.
Andy, any reaction to Merritt's MTV Cribs tour of her home?
Oh yeah.
Any reaction or?
So cute. Her house is so cute. I loved it. I'm jealous. I want to live in a house.
These higher countertops though for her.
Yeah, she did make all the door frames look super short and her table looks small, but I think the camera was in 0.5, which always makes you look way bigger. So I don't think they're that small in real life. It just, the camera angle wasn't doing her justice.
I also saw a couple of comments that were like, "Why is she so tall?
Yeah.
Why is it everything so small?"
Things record like
No hard questions. please.
Right.
There will be no hard questions. Just be yourself.
Oh,
Dandy, do you have like a USA? What do you say next summer for USA volleyball? Are you?
Great question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
I
yet.
don't know what's in cycle. Is it World Championships or
Yeah.
Pan Am Cup or whatever.
I probably should know, but
Nope.
Just-
that's a January.
that's kind of what I think is like just taking it one day at a time in season right now.
That's a 2026 problem.
Correct. I'll let you know when I find out.
Could be we're waiting until 1:45 for coach too. Just the regular time.
If you're at a favorite subject in the school for
Yeah,
so far.
Entrepreneurship. I love my entrepreneurship class. It's so fun. Yeah, it's a good one.
I don't know.
Oh no, hard question.
I don't know. I don't know particularly loving the classes that I'm
You
having.
go to class?
I do.
Oh, nice.
I do. I actually have to.
Are you trying to out her right now?
Actually, because
Actually, let me hit record now.
since I'm international, I have to go in person more than other students. But yeah, no, I do. Have a human development class, which is not terrible.
All right. We have Virginia Adriano and Andy Jackson here today. Go ahead and open it up for questions.
Andy, what do you guys know about Illinois and Minnesota?
Nothing yet so far. I mean, we know that they're going to be a great challenge for our team. It's another weekend in the Big Ten, week 7, I believe. So it's kind of coming to the point where, season feels a little bit long, and this is really where, I mean, you saw it this weekend. There were so many upsets, so it kind of starts to get to teams, and this is where the real challenges come in because the level of play only gets higher, and you have to become very mentally tough. So we were really focused on Wisconsin and Oregon last weekend, and now we're going to turn it around and really focus on Illinois and who do we play on Saturday? Minnesota. Sorry. I knew that. I was just blanking, but now we're going to focus on them this week.
Virginia, how does the rhythms of the college season compare to what you're used to, the pro season in Italy? I mean, the length and intensity and kind of frequency of matches.
It's more intense, even just for the fact that we play pretty much 2 games every week. We don't do that. I wasn't used to that. We had a couple like games around the season, like in the Wednesday, but maybe like 1 or 2. So it's definitely more intense. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like it is intense, but I don't feel like it's very heavy. If that makes sense. Like it's of course like tough, but I don't know. It's like there's like kind of a rhythm that goes like smooth, so it's like it's not so tough.
Have you had to adjust to anything, or just kind of just take it as it comes?
Pretty much take it as it comes. Yeah.
Andy, how do you feel like you guys held up defensively last week against 2 really good offensive teams?
Really good. I mean, yeah, like you said, we played 2 really high-level teams. Oregon especially, they came out and I don't want to say they did a lot of things that we weren't prepared for, but we were definitely making adjustments mid-game because they honestly did come out and do things that we weren't prepared for. We knew that they were a high-level team, and we knew that they were going to come out swinging, and they did a really good job. So adjusting halfway through the game is what we were really focused on. I think everyone knows our first set defense wasn't our best defense ever, and so adjusting in the second and third set. And then Wisconsin, of course, we handled things there, and I think that was amazing defense by us. Everything felt so smooth. Our team felt so connected on the court. So, yeah, really good defense by us all weekend.
You sort of alluded to it already, just with the upsets being mentally tough. How do you sort of relay, as a leader, that message that anybody can still lose at any time this year, especially with like what happened with Texas and stuff?
Mm-hmm. I think Danny does a really good job as a head coach, giving us like credit where credit is due. So we've talked about it before every game. We smell the roses, really enjoy it for what it is, and we stay very present, and I really appreciate that from Danny, because in the Big Ten and in every single conference and at this high of a level, you can get really caught up in the monotony of things, and winning can feel more relieving than exciting, and Danny does a really good job letting us know that regardless of the win, like a win in the Big Ten is a really big deal, regardless of who it's against. So she does a really good job giving us credit and letting us know that wins aren't easy and we need to celebrate it and obviously stay focused on the end goal. But I think that it helps us stay motivated throughout the season because we know that what we're doing is not easy, and she makes us feel very validated in it. So one game at a time, one win at a time, celebrate it, take it for what it is, and then just take it one day at a time, like I said.
Virginia, what was your impression of the atmosphere at Wisconsin?
It was great. It was great. That's one of those games that we look forward the most. And also, like me coming here at the beginning, I didn't really know a lot about other teams and the rivalry. But as soon as I understood, like Texas, Wisconsin, Penn State, those were the games I was most excited for. And it was a great atmosphere. Their gym is loud, so it was tough to hear each other, which is cool always, and yeah.
You came out, you didn't have the best first set, but you rebounded and really finished strong too. What do you credit that kind of turnaround to?
I agree. I didn't start great, and I feel like I tried to focus more on the defense part because my attack wasn't going the best. So I tried to like not let myself down, but focus on something else that I was gonna be able to maybe help my teammates with. I didn't have any blocks, but I think I got good touches, so I was trying to be helpful in something that may not be the main focus for the opposite, or like just a hitter that just hit balls. So I tried to do that, and probably it helped me to get a little bit more confident with my swings when I got the chance to make some points.
We see more and more international players coming to play volleyball here. Do you have friends or former teammates reaching out to you, asking what it's like, maybe have interest in making that switch as well?
I have a couple. I had a couple, especially at the beginning, when maybe they didn't know that I was gonna come here, and when they saw it, that like they started asking questions. Why did you decide to go there? What is it like and everything? And I have a couple people that I know that play here. Like I had a friend in Michigan State, one in Maryland, and it's very cool. And I think we're like kind of opening, I don't know if I can say that, but kind of opening a new era for international students to come here and to experience this. Also, like just this college sport, which is something that doesn't really exist in Europe. I'm talking specifically about Italy, which is, I think it's very cool to be able to get the chance of experience it. Of course, in the Big Ten, it's a big deal, and it's not like Nebraska is a very big deal, and I'm grateful to be here. But just in general, having the chance to experience this, the rhythm of being able to balance the school and sport at a high level is something that it's very, very cool.
Andy, you have games on Fox Sports 1 and then streaming only for Saturday's match. What does it mean to have volleyball now just kind of in more places on TV, streaming, even compared to when you started here?
It's huge. I mean, it's growing the sport a ton, and you see it. We're setting records everywhere we go, and I feel like every single game that's streamed, I'm seeing another post about how we broke another viewer record. So, I mean, I'm biased. I wish that every single game could be streamed on TV because I think everyone would watch. But yeah, I mean, it's huge for women's volleyball. It's huge for women's sports. And, you know, they say everyone watches women's sports, and I do think it's true. I mean, now you go to any sports bar or honestly any restaurant and you see that there's a women's sports game, whatever, regardless of the sport, is streaming on the TV. So if it's on, people are going to watch it. So I think it should be on more.
You guys were undefeated 2 years ago. This part of the year and all the way through towards the end of the year. What can you just maybe take away from what you guys, maybe pressure-wise, what you dealt with that year and how you try to, you're doing it again this year?
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of outside noise, especially when you start getting towards the end, towards the tournament. You know, everyone's eyes are set on the end goal. But like I said in the beginning, taking it one day at a time and just really staying in the present, enjoying it for what it is. What we get to do is so cool. Be student athletes at Nebraska, get to play for Nebraska and represent Nebraska. So, you know, just I keep saying it, but taking it one day at a time. And if there's any pressure, it's from the outside. We're not putting any pressure on ourselves because we know where our value comes from and we know what we have to offer. So we're going to work towards that every single day and go out there and just play like we know how to play.
Virginia, you were learning how to swing block when you got here. How difficult was it for you to kind of change your style, and then how do you feel like you've grown in that so far?
Very difficult. Very, very difficult. I was definitely not used to that. It exists internationally. It's not like the main one, but it does exist. I wasn't just really used to it. I never actually got taught how to do it. And when I got here, it was like I learned that was the main move, so I needed to learn to do that. It was definitely hard. I think I'm doing better, and I can see why it's the main move because it's very helpful in a lot of circumstances, and it's getting better.
How has your relationship with Bergen evolutionized over the past couple of months?
It's getting stronger, definitely. As I said a couple weeks ago, I don't specifically know what changed from the beginning. I think probably just like getting to know each other more also with time passing and being able to trust each other more, because also, of course, like Andy, Becca, Harper, they were here already last season and the season before, so they knew each other more, also their way of playing. I'm the new one, so she, of course, needed to get to know me more, both in and out the court and all the rest of the team as well. So probably like that kind of relationship had helped too in the court.
Andy, how do you assess the job that Brennan's been doing calling serves and kind of handling that area of the game?
Yeah, he does a really good job. I mean, he has so much confidence in us, and he's really pressed our serving, especially since we started Big Ten, and you've seen it in our game. I mean, we're serving really, really well. And so it's huge credit to him. Like, he knows where he's going to put the ball, and he instills that confidence in us before we go out. You know, if they call a timeout to try to ice us, Brennan's going to be the first person to come up to you and let you know that you got it and go out there and thump the ball. So, yeah, it's huge credit to him because he does a really good job. He also has such a high volleyball IQ. So, like I said, he knows where to put the ball and instills that confidence in us.
Is it a collaborative process? Like, here's what I'm comfortable serving, or this is what the other team presents, or what is that process?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a mix of both because everyone has their serve. You know, you have a certain serve that 9 out of 10 times you're going to hit, but at the same time, we have our serving targets. But, I mean, if we're 23-23 and the target that we're trying to hit is your target, obviously go for it. But I guess it honestly just depends, because if the game is closer, not that I don't know if they necessarily have, but I think if they're just going to do what they know works best. So hitting that target is obviously huge for us, but if you have that serve that you're confident that you can hit and game's tight, then I assume they'll go with that. I don't know. We have yet to. I don't want to say we have yet to see it, but you know what I mean.
Virginia, do you work with Brandon at all? I mean, when you go back to the line, is it just thump away, or what's it like back when you were
Yeah,
back there?
pretty much. Try to go for the best you can. Of course, like he also says, like sometimes go for a specific direction or a specific area. As she was saying, it really depends on the moment, the situation. But yeah,
Virginia, how's the travel different from your team last year?
Like where we go.
Distances, flights,
Oh.
buses, all that.
Way different. We don't travel with flights. We don't take flights. It's way bigger. There's much more land to cross to go from everywhere, and I was not used to that. It's very cool to be able to do that, fly every time, fly charter, and having those, if I can say it, privileges. And it's definitely different. Yeah.
Had you ever been on a charter flight before?
I had never been on a charter before, and also like we used to just travel with buses because like the distances weren't so big. Even the teams in the top league are pretty much all in the north, and they go halfway down to Italy. So we never actually travel all the way to Italy, which is why we probably never take the planes. Actually, 2 seasons ago, I was playing in the island. I was playing in Sardinia, so I used to take planes to travel, but never charter. I don't know why I forgot that.
You spend a lot of time at hotels and gyms, but you still feel like you've got to see a little bit of the U.S. through travels?
Kind of course, like we not that we have that much time when we have away games. I got to see a little bit of Nashville when we went there because we had like a half day off, so I got to walk across the streets and see a little bit of downtown, and it was pretty cool. All the other places we went to, I didn't see much, but they were all great places. Penn State was amazing. It was very, very cool. I mean, I really liked how it looked like. It was kind of like Hogwarts and those kind of. It was nice.
That's a week and a half away, but you guys get time in LA where you can go see stuff?
I don't know, do we?
Yeah, I think we do. I think I don't know yet. We haven't really talked about it just because we're so focused on this weekend. But I do think we have a day in between where we're gonna go.
Friday, Sunday.
Yeah, so we'll see some stuff. Danny's really good about that. I know she also wants to see LA, I would assume. So, and she's really super cool when it comes to like she knows our families are coming to see us, so we can go and hang out with our families. I mean, within reason. So we'll definitely have some time.
Andy, I know you didn't grow up in Nebraska, but just for the homegrown Huskers this weekend, with being the state high school volleyball championships, is there some talk in the locker room with some of the teams? There's going to be 6 state title games or matches here at Devaney on Saturday.
Yeah, it's definitely come up. It's I think Norris in it. So Macy's been talking about that because her sister Mallory. So that's really big for them. And I don't think we're going to be here though. So we haven't talked about it too much, but I know that there's some alumni from schools whose teams are in it, and it's a really cool experience. I know I've heard from younger players in high school who got to play at the Bob, and they love it. They think it's the coolest experience ever. So I love that we do that, give those girls the opportunity to play in a really fun atmosphere and bring their schools here. I mean, my high school team never went to state. I never went to state, but I can imagine getting to come here and play in the Bob would be pretty awesome.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
V, you did so good.
I forget about C1B.
I said morning, that's that. I need to correct me again.
All right, questions?
Danny, past two matches haven't been the best passing. I mean, how is that a more reflection of who you played than what your team is doing?
Yeah, I mean, we're putting up some pretty incredible numbers, so I'm not too concerned about passing. I think we're playing some great jump servers. I think passing stats can be skewed certain ways if you want to justify them. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I think it's like the only thing that people are like nitpicking us about, and we're setting records offensively, and Bergen's playing great, so.
Is what Bergen's doing making this offense passing proof almost, or what?
I just think Bergen's playing great, and ace again heavily skews. So we were talking about if we get aced, there's no offensive number with that. So, I think that helps our offensive numbers. It's just a point.
How much can you use this past week of upsets around the country as a teaching point or a message?
But we probably won't talk about it a whole lot. Again, we're pretty focused on ourselves, and that's been really impressive. What this team has done is just been focused on getting better here and there, competing with each other, not taking opponents for granted, which, I do think there's teams like Oregon is a good example. They're much better than their record, and they can play very clean and got some great players. So I think our players understand how thin the line is this year and every year in volleyball. Like, there's players all over the country that can take over matches and can get hot, and you can find yourself in a pretty tough situation really quick in our sport.
Hitting over 300 in all these matches lately, is that still impressive to you, or is that what you should expect with the talent on the team, the experience on the team?
No, I think it's still really impressive. No matter who you are, that's hard to do sometimes on an open net, and the fact that we've been able to do it consistently, should give us a ton of confidence. But yeah, with the talent on this team, the way Bergen's playing, and the way we can, get everybody involved and run such a balanced offense, we should expect to hit for a high number. But over 300 is really good this many consecutive matches.
Bergen was just named Pro Big Slayer League for maybe third time or fourth time? Third time. What has she done the past couple weeks that maybe has taken her game that much to the next level?
I don't really know if she's done much different. I think she's making read decisions like she was early. She's blocking balls. She's being aggressive. I think she's done a great job of following the game plan. So you can see some games we're setting a certain position a little more. Some days she's more aggressive, attacking. So she's done a really good job of, again, following a game plan and just being able to excel in that, which I think can be tough, where you can get really comfortable doing the same thing over and over, but to switch it from game to game like she's been, and that's what makes her unpredictable, and what makes us unpredictable, is because we're not doing the same thing every single match.
Andy kind of gave you some pretty high remarks about kind of re-emphasizing to smell the roses and just celebrate tough wins in the Big Ten, not just looking at it from an undefeated standpoint. I guess where does that coaching philosophy come from, and how do you see it kind of transcend the players' moods after some of these matches?
Well, it's really tough to win no matter what level, what sport, and we never want to lose sight of that, and that's something that I've always been a firm believer in. I also am a firm believer, we spend a lot of our time together and a lot of our time with our sport, and if we can't enjoy it and celebrate little things, then we're going to drive ourselves crazy, and that's when burnout comes in, and when in December you're relieved the season's over. And I don't want our players to walk out of here ever being relieved. I want them to feel like they can't wait to be back. So it's just continue to remind them that, and of course we're looking at film and talking to our positions about what we need to do better and how we can get 1 point better, but again, celebrating when we're doing those things, and also letting them have some ownership in what we're doing day to day, I think is really important.
I believe that this is the easiest drawing your coach agreed in the season staying undefeated.
No,
It's not.
no. We were undefeated until the Final Four. That's all right.
Bad research.
What do you know about Illinois and Minnesota?
I thought Illinois was off to a great start. They actually have a setter that I played against for 2 years who was at Florida State, who I'd kind of define as a baller. She does everything. She's a little bit small, but she's a great setter, great defender, just a great server. They also, have an outside who's playing great. And then Chris and Jen were obviously here with me as assistants, so I think it's always fun to play against people you respect and enjoy. And then Minnesota, obviously the injury, that's what their kind of story was, the injury bug early on, but they're finding ways to win and stay in the top 25 and have one of the best outsides in the entire country, a really good young setter. So I do think they're going to be a challenging team to play, especially on the road. Everybody knows it's hard to play at the PAV.
What do you remember about Chris when you were assistants here, kind of working together?
Him and Jen are really fun people, and I think they have a way to bring out the best in their players. So, I just enjoy, I think he's like a little bit like myself, like gonna enjoy the little things and not take for granted how hard it is to win. And I think he's just does a really good job game planning. So I'm sure he'll have a good scout on us.
More. Coach, there seems to be games, volleyball matches on just more channels, more options. What does that mean for the sport and women's sports, just sort of the proliferation of volleyball?
Yeah, it's huge. That wasn't too long ago we were begging for this as a coaching group and trying to set up meetings with ESPN and all these big networks of what do we have to do to get on more. And now there's almost like arguments over who has rights to this game and who doesn't. So that, again, huge for our sport, and the fact that it can be on multiple networks all over the country. It's just going to continue to grow, and the viewership continues to go up every single year and every single big match.
This Saturday, I know you guys will be in Minnesota, but there'll be 6 high school state championship matches here at the Bob. Just how special is that for some of the high school athletes here in the state, and will you be kind of keeping an eye on your Freeman Falcons in Class C too?
Yeah, I think it's very, very special to play here, and it was always a big deal. I remember whether it was volleyball, mainly basketball, because I played at Pershing Auditorium and volleyball. But it was like a huge deal to make it to Devaney to play in the state championship for basketball. So now that the volleyball gets to do it, it is really special and exciting, and towns shut down, and it's a big deal. So we'll be keeping an eye on all the classes for sure.
How do you assess how Brennan's been doing calling serves? I mean, have you been helping him out, or just let him have that?
Pretty much let him do it, but I know him and Jalen will game plan and then share with Kelly and I, so we all have some input, or we might change things in match, like, hey, I want to see this here or that, but pretty much let him do it, and I think he's been doing a great job. And we don't have a ton of aces, but I do feel like our serving has continued to improve week to week and get teams out of system, which is the goal.
What made you want to assign that responsibility to him?
I basically just asked Brennan or Kelly who wants to do it, because I'm like, I forget. I'll be in the game and the server will be looking at me like waiting for the call, so I can't do it, or I'll forget from time to time. And Brennan was the first one to say I'd love to do it, so that's what we stuck with.
Bergen's been getting a lot of praise. I guess like if fans want to kind of lock in and study her, see what she's doing in the well, set just specifically to setting, what would you tell them to watch to see what she's doing?
Yeah, I think one of the best things she does right now is just her footwork. She's always in a position to set anywhere, and she's just super, super efficient with her movement. I think that's very underrated talent. She makes things like average passes look like good passes. I also think just her complete game, it's really important as a setter you're out there for 6 rotations, you have to be a leader, so you got to do everything well. It's hard when you have somebody out there that can't block or can't dig and is only a setter. You want them to take ownership of their whole game. So footwork and total package.
Is there a position she's setting better, a set that she's setting better than when you got here?
Not really. I think she's just being really aggressive with everything. Like she'll keep setting the middle no matter where she's at. If somebody's having an off night, she'll continue to find ways to make them great and get him a kill. So I just think she's setting everything pretty well.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.